see that I have created all the 9 features. So if you see it, how many 9 features I have drawn. So I have drawn kind of 23 polylines. Unknowingly, it was supposed to be 50, but for this particular lecture, which I created 83. So what we're going to do now, we have to add the attribute table, right? So in order to add the attribute table, we have to see, add the attribute. So to name the locations of every polyline as we did in the point feature, I have to stop editing for it. Yes. So I'll have to add field. Have to convert it to text, and yeah, you can do it like change accordingly, whatever you want. How many words do you want? And then it can be like name of the location. Okay, so you created that in a name. So here you can put the name. For writing here, you need to start editing. So as you can see that I am noticing this notification again and again. It is because that my data frame of the layers do not match with the data frame which I have set as a WGS 984, but the map which I'm using doesn't have any projected coordinate system. So I have to see it later. So for here, I will mention the name accordingly. For example, if I see it from the view of okay, so this is the first polyline where I see a zoom. Okay, and what I'll do that. Okay, so it's a road. I will uncheck the box. I will see the rows of the road, and I will write here. Okay. This is how I'm going to do it for every polyline. Okay, so now we've already talked about how can we create 50 points on the map, and now we'll be learning that how can we create many 9 features on the map. So for that, what I'm going to do that, the first thing, as I've already told you, that you have to label this all stuff that you have created points in many locations. So what you got to do, you have to click over here. You have to locate your point. You have to go at that point. For instance, here's the point. So I'm going to just uncheck the slots, and I know where my point was. So what will I do? I will just zoom here, and we'll know. So here is the recap of the previous lecture. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to switch back. I'll complete the naming later. So this is what I'm doing, so you can do whatever you want. Like you can label it first, or you can label it side by side as you are locating points. The next thing is that creating the line feature. So I'm just choosing the color of the line that I'm just gonna, the line that I just uncheck the K and the map. So there are different kind of features that you will be dealing with in future, because maybe you have to draw a highway, an expressway and stuff. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select a color. So in my case, I am choosing this one, increasing the width of the line, because that's what I want. Maybe you can just choose alternate color. I will choose blue. Click OK, and then I'm going to go on the editor, and we're just going to go through the features, and I'm just going to click. Okay. Now you can see the cursor has changed. Now I can draw any line. Okay. So now first, what I'm going to do, it out. Okay. Now I'm going to choose. I want to draw a line. So I'm going to start from here, here. Okay. So now, as you can see, that we cannot, stop it. So I'm gonna do finish part. So here, finish part is just gonna give me one thing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop editing. Okay, and I'm gonna see the attribute table. So it has not created any feature. And what does that mean? That means that I have to finish the sketch, not the part. If I will finish the part, that means that I have finished one part, and then next I will be creating another feature. But that's not a complete point. All right. So how to see the non-include over here? Okay. Well, let's try again. The line is created, okay? The line is created. Here is the ID, and we've seen it. So now, as you can see, that when I finished the part, the line was not visible. So I will check it again. So now, I'm gonna start from here. I'm just gonna start here. And then I'm going to finish my part here. Now I'll see that if it's still visible or not. So as you see, it's not visible. That means that I will have to finish the sketch line. Finish sketch. So here's a finished sketch. And I will check again. And you see that two lines are created. So I can check if it's exactly the same point. So yeah, so we have realized. And now we're going to do the same. So two polylines are created, we have to create 50. So let's move on in the process. So here I am selecting the create feature. And then I'm going to drag it aside. Click it. Start from here. Then this one. Sketch. And this is how I will create 50 features. Now, as you already know, that we have learned about drawing the point and line features. Now I'm moving towards the polygon. So as you know that in the previous lecture, I have already told you that I have created a shapefile already. So now I'm gonna start editing. Okay. First, as the editing has already been started before, so stop editing. I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna create features. How? As you see, the create features option is not available because I've just stopped editing, right? So if I start editing, then I can create features. Now on the create features, I'm just gonna, click it to draw my feature, right? So if you just see this whole window, you see that here's a polygon, rectangle, circle, ellipse, all right? So for this particular lecture, we're using the polygon, okay? So now I'm gonna choose my point. So there are many polygons in this, map. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna choose all the parts here for drawing my polygons, particularly for this assignment. I'm gonna start from here. Okay, as you see, I have finished this. I have created one polygon, and if I check its attribute table, then it has already created one polygon. Okay, so if I want to add fields to locate the name of the polygon, where is it? Okay, I will have to stop editing, save the edit, and then add this field here, and then I will save the text and the name. Okay, now what I'm going to do, so for this particular lecture, you have to ignore the fact that maybe we are not making perfect polygons. We will look into this in the next lectures, okay? Okay, so now we have created like more than 50 polygons. Again, we created our features more than 50, but the basic purpose is to let people know that how to create line, point, and polygon shape files, and how to create and how to digitize, your data. But this is like a very introductory lecture of the ArcGIS, and now here we are finishing for our first lecture series that was the beginner's guide to ArcGIS. So now I can just, if you just scroll it over, okay. So now we haven't discussed it, how would you label a polygon. It's the same as we did for the line, as we did for the point. What we're going to do, we are going to stop editing. We're going to save the edits. We're going to add the field. We're going to name the field as name, and then we're going to text, and then we just okay. All right, whatever. Okay, and then we can start editing. The reference to our first polygon, we had to see, where is it? Okay. Out a lot. Okay, we have to flash it. By flashing, we know where the point is exactly located. So it varies. Maybe you want to name your features along the way, but I decided to do it in the end. So it depends on you. It's not a hard and fast rule. It's that here is the point. Okay, so it is this one. Okay, so I'm going to put in here the exact name of the nearest location named polygon. The basic purpose of this lecture is very, very, basic, that we are teaching you the basics of ArcGIS. So now, before ending this lecture, what we studied in this lecture is how to create shapefile, point, line, and polygon, and how can you digitize your data on the map. Okay,